Hey there! Today we are going to go through the months of the year, and here we go. The months of the year. So you have the, and because it is months, so that makes it plural, and we use sorry, we use the definite article le. Months with months is mua, and it is, if it is only months it is MOI, and if you it is months you add an S, as I told you in the previous lectures. For off stands for day. Excuse me. Off stands for day, and the year will be lane. Lane. For your kind information, year is feminine, so if you have these together it becomes lane, and it has an accent, and the year is feminine in French. Now we go through the first one from January, and it is Janvier. Janvier. It is January. There is a little resemblance between the English January and Janvier, so this won't be very difficult. Then you have Février. You have an accent, and when you have this accent on top of it, I told you in the previous lecture, the sound becomes A. So it is Février. It is February. Then you have, now there are, I told you that most of the times in French you do not pronounce the last letter. However, there are some words which are exceptions, which is in the case of March, and you call it as marks. Mark. So you have the S sound in the end. You pronounce it. You make it come to notice. It is not mark, it is marks. Okay. Uh, Fifth one. Do not worry too much about it as to when should I pronounce, when should I not pronounce. Remember that the 80% or more of the times it is not pronounced, and I will be adding the ground rules in the coming lectures as to when it is to be pronounced and when it is not to be pronounced. Then you have Avril. Avril. This word seems familiar to most of you. It is Avril Lavigne in English language. However, do not confuse it with the singer. It is Avril, it is not Avril Lavigne. Okay? Avril is obviously for April. Then you have the month of May. Excuse me. You have the month of May, and you write it as M-A-I, which is May. It's not exactly May, it is May. Okay, you hear the sound A, May. A plus I combined, it becomes A. I'll write it over here. A plus A plus E, pronounced as in the French language. When you combine them, it becomes A. The sixth one is June. You call it as Juin. Juin. Now remember that in French language, when you have an I plus N, the sound becomes A. So you have I plus N, sound becomes A. Okay, I hope this is clear on this page. I will go through it once again. The first one is Janvier, then you have Février, you have Mars, you have Avril, you have May, you have Juin. Okay, and then you have July, the seventh one. You have July, which is Juillet. It is not Juillet, it is Juillet. Juillet. I think I made a mistake. It is Juillet. Juillet. Okay, it is Juillet. Then you have the eighth one, which is August, and it is a bit tricky because it is different and you have an accent on top of U. You may pronounce it as U or Ut. Okay, now I know you might be thinking that now we are coming up with words in which the ending sound is pronounced. However, do not worry, I'll be teaching you in the coming lectures. In the next lecture, I will be telling you which words are feminine and which words are masculine. At least the basic rule in which more than 90% of the words are feminine or masculine. I'll be teaching you in the next lecture. There will be a link below this video. Do not worry for now. You remember the pronunciation of the month. So this is Ut or U, which is August. Now this won't be very difficult, and a lot of you for August, you people might be thinking as to why I did not take the letter A in French or in A in English. Why didn't I take it into consideration? Now the reason for that is French is not a phonetic language or phonetic language for some of you. The reason, and what is a phonetic language? Phonetic language is the one in which each letter has a corresponding, the spelling matches exactly with the pronunciation. Till now you might have noticed that the spelling of French words do not match with the pronunciation. And so the basic thing is English is like French. Why English is like French? Because you have, for example, you have Knife. How do you pronounce this? Do you pronounce it as knife? Hmm? No, the K is silent. Similarly in French, A over here or A is silent, so you do not pronounce it. Just like you do not pronounce the K in English. So it is basically the same thing. Then you have Septembre. Septembre. I know it is E. You do not say Septembre, you say Septembre. Okay? Because it is not a phonetic language. That is why the reason you do not pronounce it the way you feel the E letter or the A sound is. Then you have, which is September. Then you have 10th is October. 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 Then you have November. Again, E is there, but you pronounce the same way. November. November. Then you have December, which is, you have an accent. December. December. You might have noticed that the last 4 months are pronounced almost the same way, so it becomes easy for you after August. We'll go through them once again. You have Juillet, which is July. You have U, the first pronunciation, or Ut, second pronunciation for August. You have Septembre, which is September. You have October, which is October. November, which is November. December, which is December. Make sure you see the next video in order to understand which words are feminine or masculine in French. It is a very important lesson for you people. And in the coming lectures I will be even telling you when the pronunciation of the letter changes. And for a brief idea, I will tell you that the pronunciation often changes when you have the letter E. Okay, you have the letter E. Most of the time the pronunciation in French language changes, just like in a language which is not phonetic. I hope you like this video. I hope you benefited. For any queries, you can ask me in the comment below. And as usual, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.